Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the We Are Rise show. I'm your host, Brett C. Collins. This is Wednesday, New Year's Eve. It's good to see everybody out there. Welcome in to the show. I'm glad everybody's here. Let me show you something right now that's Marshall just showed me about the Washington Monument. Look at this.
They're getting ready to shoot off one of the rockets. Look at that. They're gonna show the rocket launch.
Yeah, Marshall told me that they were doing it tonight for 5 days, right? You said 5 days?
Yeah, like 5 days to test it
Yeah.
for the 250th anniversary of the United States.
Yeah. Badass, ladies and
Cool.
gentlemen.
Look at all
Look at
this.
this.
It's like a movie screen.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. And I love it. I love how they're doing this. I really do. I mean, taking all eyes off of New York in some way, because who cares about that shit? I don't care about the ball dropping. I hope the apple just splits and just drops and whatever. I don't care. I don't care that they're signing in a Ugandan freaking terrorist tomorrow. Good luck with you, New York. Good luck. I wish you all the best. I'm watching. I can't wait for the bagel fights. The bagel fights and the sand people and everybody else. The 84% of all the white Karens that wanted to vote for this guy in there. Good luck. Watch your city be destroyed. You earned it. You deserve it.
Man.
What's that?
That frontiersman looked pretty cool, man.
I know, and that's why I was blowing it up, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Fucking great, man.
Yeah, now that you showed me, I heard about it, but
all week, so
yeah.
And then they're trying to set it up so that they can be ready.
Yeah.
Because we've got the 250th anniversary this year, starting at midnight.
Yep, starting at midnight. Happy New Year. Happy 250th anniversary, America. Good to see everybody, and welcome Phil.net. Welcome in Rumble. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Marshall? We'll pan out of this right now. I mean, this stuff is pretty cool. I mean, I got a whole show tonight. Great audit incoming 2026. Will burn the thieves and the liars. Yep, and the murderers. I think all these people are going down. I've been saying that this is the year of the audit, the examination, the dissection, and the appraisal, and everything that's left over. Wow, it's going to blow up. It's going to be massive. Be positive. Don't be one of these black pillars. Don't be any of these people who pretend to be these gripers or trying to turn into the whole thing. It's Trump's fault. That's it. It's over. BB's hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. It's over. World War III. You know what? Pray for World War III then. What are you bitching and moaning about? You have a front where let's just say a front seat, a front viewpoint, a portal into seeing how bad this matrix is cracking with all the theft, with all the fraud. I mean, people are freaking out about it, but you know what? It's only going to get worse. I mean, think about SNAP, Department of Education, all the bureaucracies, everything we found out with Doge. It's 3 times worse than what we're seeing right now. And these people, these Somalians, these Mogadishus, these parasites, these balloon head people who have warped like heads, like their teeth, they look like horses. What the hell is wrong with these people? Low IQ individuals that were brought over here for a reason. They're pawns. The bigger fish that are controlling them, wait till you find out about who they are. What's up, Marshall? It's welcome in my co-host, man. That's pretty cool. I'll be looking at this left and right.
Yeah, it's going good, man. The music is a little loud, though.
Oh, I'm going to lower it. Yeah.
No,
People
all
said
right.
that...
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if that was from the video or what.
No. Let me lower it.
Oh, it's going good, man. Everything's sweet, man.
Yeah, I'll lower it. Sorry.
You know, I'm just glad that we've got this cool kickoff. I found out right before we came on.
Yeah.
With the Washington Monument, and I just think it's really cool. It's something that this is our 250th year anniversary. After midnight is the year. Right. 250 years of this country. I think that's something, like you mentioned, the Somalian fraud, all this fraud everywhere. Right. And now we're at the 250th anniversary of this country. I think it's time for a refounding of our country.
Well, I think so. I think that we're having a reboot. I mean, you have to bring down the whole system in order to rebuild another one. A new face is being reconstructed right before your eyes. You're seeing this on a daily basis, and all the embers of the old guard is breaking. All the theft, everything that was built on the corruption and the theft and the thievery and the piracy and everything that was put there, institutionalized there to control the narrative. So you pay more into the system that uses these pawns to what? Put this back into the coffers in DC. And that's really what it comes down to. This puts the money back into the coffers of politicians, of the local, state, municipalities, the governors, the AGs, everybody that's on the take that is getting a piece of this. And whatever's left goes back to DC. That's how it is. That's how the grift works. Welcome in Pill.net. Welcome in on Rumble. I see a Linda Perina. Happy New Year, Brett and Marshall. Yes, Happy New Year to you as well. Let's see. Yeah, please. We're on YouTube. Just share and subscribe. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think about over there. It's good to see everybody over there. Hello over here on Rumble. True Terror, what's up? Happy New Year. More people coming in. Let's effing go. Good to see you. Happy New Year's to you and yours. Who's over here on Pill? What's going on? I dropped the StreamYard. So if you guys want to call in, I'll drop it again. I figured I don't want to go through the whole I got a bunch of stuff, but I figured if you guys want to talk about a lot of things, I'm going to go back and forth. So I dropped the StreamYard link. So if you want to click on it, send it back to yourself and come back, you could do so at any time. Welcome in Wood USA. Thank you for the 117 gold pills. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and your family. Let's do Sausage Launcher. What's up, buddy? How you feeling? You feeling better? Patty B, good to see you. Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Yes, we're doing well. Thank you, Patty B. Trusty Turnup. Yes, Happy New Year. What's going on? Curious One, how you doing? What's going on? Curious Cat, how you doing? What's up, Mark? Curious Cat, give to the cookie. Evening, everyone. Even to you. Hogleg, what's up, buddy? Give to the cookie and the can. Good to see everybody. Who else is here? There's a lot of people popping in behind the scenes. I saw that. All right, good to see everybody here. So you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. Drop us gold pill. Hit the bell to be notified so you know when we go live. If you want to drop us a donation, a tip, that's fine. You can help us out here on pill.net. You can do the same thing on Rumble. Drop us a gold pill or a Rumble rant, or help out marshallkofi.com/surfdog74. Now, I'm not going to read a parade of stuff because I don't want to bore you with, let's just say, my story time, a lot of stuff. But I put the Liberty Nation news in the chat on both Rumble and on pill.net. You got to read this article in entirety. I mean, it is fantastic. But this is what the show is about. This is what I discussed. I want you to see and understand where we're going with this. Why 2026 must be the year of accountability. This is an excellent article. It's 8 minutes long. I'm not going to read all of it. The Minnesota fraud on staging scale, this is just an example of a larger S. I mean, there are other states that are far much greater. There's a $120 billion grab in New York right now on Medicaid and Medicare. Wait till we get into that. I mean, California, we're talking like $70 billion, probably more. I mean, the grift in there. So on a smaller scale, you're seeing how this is $12 billion. But this is institutionalized between the similarities between California and New York and Minnesota. That this all runs through the governor's office, the legislature, the council, all of it in general. So when you really see how bad this is, it gets worse. I'm just going to go through this right now. Billions missing from California to D.C. That starts with the Pacific Palisades, the wildfires, the water. Joe Biden's administration shoveled billions out at the door before shutting up the shop. The U.S. taxpayer money is unaccounted for. It's all unaccounted for. Think about the 40-something trillion dollars we're in debt. All that money is from the corporation that is basically bankrupt. It's redlined out. It's all going to come collapsing down, and a new enterprise, a new republic will spring from the ashes like a phoenix rising. That's exactly what's happening. This is all coming down. We're not paying it back. This is all part of them. Once it comes crashing down, the whole deception, all the lies, the systems are shut down, all the money's cut off. These people go what? They go belly up, they go bankrupt, they want to put a bullet in their head, or they be executed for the crimes they've done. Still no justice for January 6th committee. There's going to be a revisit of this January 6th committee that they're going to do on select committee coming up this year to revisit this. I don't know what they're going to be doing. The Democrats want to set up this panel. They want to revisit this because they want to try and impeach President Trump again. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but this is a new thing that they're discussing. Not a single person, though, has faced any legal consequence of it, nor the missing money from California, Minnesota, D.C. To be clear, even in the face of media claims, social media theories, what may seem like overwhelming evidence, everyone deserves the presumption of innocence. Recent events have demonstrated that the significant number on the progressive left have left interest in evidence or proof They just want their political opponents punished. And we're going to be revisiting that very soon. There must be a reckoning in 2026. This is the key. This is the discussion. That this should never go away. It should be on the front burner. But the amount of evidence on a wide range of crimes, abuses, powers, conspiracies to influence elections, and in the case of Minnesota Somalis, even the financing of terrorist groups is staggering. It is all being investigated, we are told, but even one high-ranking current or former government official to be indicted in 2026. If so, they will get convicted, or will partisan judges dismiss the cases. Now, there's a string of cases that are going to happen in January and February regarding natural birthright citizenship, all these other different things that are going to take place. So the question is the tariff scenario. That's going to come up really quick. We're going to find out about that. We're going to discuss that tonight. One cannot simply throw people in prison to placate one's supporters. Clearly, certain elected Democrats and their supporters will disagree. But still, by the time of 2026 midterms roll around, if not a single prominent political figure is incarcerated, despite everything the American public has seen over the last 5 years or more, the entire system will be in danger of collapse. Now, think about that, Marshall, because I got more to this. Is it possible that's the likely scenario? Because the longer this strings along, the more the boiling point, the more the kettle just blows off its top, that people can't handle it anymore. And thus, we reach that point to scare the bejesus out of people before what? Something changes. Is that possible right now? I'm asking you right now.
I think that's exactly what's going on. They are trying to. Look, you cannot show the people by telling them. You have to show the people. We've heard all this. Mm-hmm. You have to show the people by letting them experiencing. Let them feel the pain.
Right.
This whole Somali. This is just one thing, Brett.
Right.
This whole Somali corrupt, money laundering scheme they've been doing up there. If you or me or Klondike Pete or whoever had said on the news, there's a report of fraud in Somalia land up in Minnesota where a bunch of Somali people, you would have been like, well, they need to go to jail, and you would have forgot about it.
Right.
But when you're sitting here watching Nick Shirley or whoever and all these other guys you see it, you're like, that could be my neighborhood.
Well, that's the point. Look, I think in some way this is reaching a boiling point, and I think there are more discoveries to come about, and we're not done with the expose of just Minnesota, New York, California. I think there are more things that are going to bubble to the surface as we slowly go through all this stuff. And meanwhile, all these other court cases are happening behind the scenes. I mean, so it's not like nothing is happening. I guess in some way how people are viewing this and stuff, like myself, I like to see live hangings. I don't think that's going to be possible. I like to see, people walked out in some way. I don't think that's going to happen. I think all these things are not necessary because they want to show you how bad the system really is. They think by pushing that aside, they want the people to be so angry and intolerant and so verbose and angry and frustrated to come out swinging and say, we want it all to come down. Yes, we do. That's what we need. And we need to get more people on board with saying that, because if we could bifurcate the fake media and push them aside as Shirley did, as he did, it's clearly this is an overthrow. This is what's happening. And I think very soon we will start to see a lot of these embers be tied together. If so, they get convicted or partisan judges dismiss the cases. That's already a 6-3 decision. We'll find out about this coming up. They'll revisit this in I believe in February about these rogue judges. One simply cannot throw people in prison to placate one's supporters. But still, if by the time 2026 rolls around, not a single prominent political figure is incarcerated, despite everything the American public has seen over the past 5 years or more, the entire system will be in danger of collapse. Let it collapse. At some point, people will inevitably decide that if the laws don't apply to the government elites, then they shouldn't apply to anyone. That's why this push, come April, don't pay your fucking taxes. Don't pay anything. Don't pay your mortgage taxes. Don't pay your property taxes. Don't pay anything. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing people in solidarity say, you know what? I don't want my money to go to these fucking balloon heads These fucking horse fucking teeth motherfuckers that were dropped off here, put here by Obama for a reason, as a puppet, as a servant, as a pawn to do the bidding of what they had, to actualize and foment the biggest grift and graft we've seen in a long time. And there's more to come. No one should be falsely accused, but also a Democrat politician used to remind us, but not anymore. No one is above the law. The year is about to begin in 26, needs to be a year of accountability. I think it's more than that. I think we're going to see the great audit coming. Everything is going to be audited. Everything is going to have a slow burn attached to it. The thieves and liars that are all going to be accounted for, you will see this very soon and very quickly, Marshall. And I do believe this is a war. It's a war that we're in the middle of, betwixt, by the peeps, the peoples, the dark shadows overseeing the world covertly, versus the people trying to reveal it, laying bare for all to see. I think that's it. And that's what I mean. The audit, the examination, the appraisal, the dissection really is the bringing these people out of the shadows so everybody can see how this enterprise operates. That's the key. You need to understand how the enterprise operates in order for you to sit back and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? How is this happening? Why is this being allowed? Every individual person. So when you start to slowly walk up to the front door and you knock on the door, not knock on the door, you break the fucking door down of the governor's mansion in California and the mayor's fucking mansion in LA and the governor in Minnesota and many other different states and municipalities. When you go knocking on the door, then people have an understanding of viability of what's coming. All right. I think that's it. And it's unfortunate we have to slow walk low IQ. What's the average IQ of these Somalis? Okay. It's like 69. All right. What's the average Q of like people in America? 100, 135 is top. So the more and more low IQ people we bring into the country, the more and more this situation, this drama continues to unfold. We keep dumbing down the population. And that's the problem. And I got some articles to discuss that, Marshall.
Yeah, look, these people are I call them the burnout light bulb people.
Yeah.
Because their head looks like a burnout light bulb. I mean, it's shaped like that. It's like this. They got a couple of teeth. And look, man, it's got to reach critical mass. I've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Critical mass of anger has to be reached. We are almost that. I think we're right there, Brett. We are right there with this Shirley investigation. The people are finally, you are going to find corruption in everything, right down to the gumball machine at the Walmart or whatever. I mean, we're going to find it everywhere, Brett.
Everywhere. And, it's again, I go back to the old adage from, Casablanca. I'm shocked. There's gambling going on in the establishment. They all know it's going on. The question is, what are you doing about it? And we're finally seeing it. And still all the mutts, on X, all the influencers that want to attack Trump and call out this and call it that. And look, there is an air of, let's just say, disunity out there that's saying, look, if you don't fucking do anything, the time we get to midterms and we lose it, it's over. You're fucked. You're done. And then I think there is some actual level of causal connection where they're trying to bring down J.D. Vance. Like he has any power or weight over here at the moment other than carrying out President Trump's message. And he does it well. And he should continue on not focusing on running for president in 2028. As many people said, that's a grift. And using TPUSA to do it. Get the message out. The first quarter of this term coming in is going to be splendid. It's going to be massive. You'll have so many different things to highlight in the next 4 months. I don't know what's going to happen with the IRS. I think this is it. This is it. I've said that the Federal Reserve, this is it. All this stuff, this is it this year. It all envelops into the Treasury as it's doing. And look, this whole massive idea said, hey, we're just not going to pay our taxes. I get that. I understand that. I don't want to fucking pay my taxes. But if the government says right now, hey, you're not going to get these deals. You're not going to get all these rebates and all this money back. If you don't file, we're not going to send anything to you. See, that's a problem. On one hand, that sounds good because, you know, you have to file in some way. But do you really? 16th Amendment? Not really. I'm not really sure. I think that they're going to have to measure this between the Treasury and the Trump administration, because if people decide they don't want to file, because if they don't own LLCs and they're not business owners, they don't have these types of other things that they're set up, articles of incorporation, then you're just doing it for your individual family. Why would you want to do it? Knowing that you're going to what? Now, if you have children, you're married and stuff, you're going to get a tax rebate. So you're going to tell a family that's going to automatically get with tax rebates for family being married and all these other things, plus an additional amount not to file. Now, does that benefit a family of 4 or 6 or 10? I mean, come on. So let's be realistic about what we're thinking about this tax strike. It sounds great. There are many things that you can say, I don't want to pay taxes on, you know?
I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it will be necessary.
I don't think it will be necessary at the moment. And I think it's an overstep by a lot of the influencers making let's just put it this way, a reaction to this. Yes, you should be reactionary to this because your taxes are going to supplicate these scenarios.
Absolutely.
So the Oversight Committee, who's basically going to call Governor Walz to testify on suspected Minnesota fraud right here. I'm not going to read this through. The Center Square U.S. House Oversight Committee is basically going to call Tim Walz to testify regarding alleged fraud. Yeah, good luck. I mean, look, James Comer couldn't get Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Ron Box to testify. All right? They've been out of office. So you're going to bring in this guy, Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison to testify. Why don't you get to the bottle of the bourbon before you ask him to come and testify? I mean, you're going to subpoena them? You're going to get the Sergeant Arms to go after and arrest them? I mean, seriously, all this is theater. I don't believe it. It doesn't matter if they come there or not. The state legislature of the House and the Senate of Minnesota should be filing an impeachment of him. There should be investigative powers and stuff. I don't know where this goes. We know the FBI, the Justice Department on it. But at this point, this guy's not going to walk away unless the more pressure is put. Now, the media is not going to really do anything about it. I mean, all you have to do is apply more pressure, show more fraud. I don't know what the Oversight Committee is going to do other than embarrass him. But that's about it. But this guy, he's a walking embarrassment. And let's face it, Kamala Harris is trying to raise funds left and right for a 2028 bid. This whole thing takes her next campaign down because she's the dope who picked this guy as a vice president. It's not going to go over well. It's not going to go over well at all. So, again, this is a slow burn. There's more to come in this, Marshall. What's your thoughts? I'm not going to continue because I got another subject that I want to talk about.
The whole thing, I mean, this whole thing is a waste of time. These people are fools.
Yeah.
I don't know why they even waste their time. They should leave it alone and just try to act like nothing happened. But what the liberals do is they go in and they double down when they fuck up. They're like, oh, we got caught for fraud. Well, we're going to bring more families. Everything has been, we got broken into or whatever. People don't buy this shit, Brett. I mean, it's so ridiculous.
Trusty Turnip, gift to the cookie. POTUS knows they must be held accountable because if not, they will go after him, his family. Yeah, a threefold. I mean, to think otherwise, Trusty, to think otherwise that nothing's going to be done, it's crazy. It's crazy. And to think that this is not the year of the audit, as I've been saying, the examination, the dissection, everything is coming this year. Hogley gifted the can and the cookie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Who else is over? What did Alita say? Bonnie's hanging by a thread. Yeah, she is to a degree, lesser to a degree. Does she even matter in this? Do you really even care?
I don't think she's a player in all.
I don't think she is a player in this. I think you got to think well before this. I think, or beyond this, Alita.
A bigger picture.
Bigger picture. I mean, think about it. There's not enough people in the Justice Department, even if they were willing to work with President Trump, to bring down the fraud. They're all part of the grift.
Like hundreds of thousands.
I mean, think about it. There's 6 or 7 people in the Justice Department that were appointed by Trump. Maybe 10. You can count them on your fucking hand. There is no way the Justice Department is going to do anything. And blame it on Bondi? You're going to blame it on Kash Patel? These were slow institutional burns that are being broken down. dissected, deconstructed. That has to go away.
To go
they are the
Absolutely.
face of what's going to be leveled. And that's what it is.
They created this. They created
it's what's behind the White House that's working in tandem to do it. There's not enough people in these agencies to go after all these blue state fiefdoms. I mean, think about how many states that are blue in the United States. 26, 27. It's less than half. But still, it's still not enough. Because inside red states, there's still that criminal element. There's still that criminal syndicate. There's still this fiefdom of spectra hanging around with its tentacles everywhere. It's almost impossible. And the only way that it's viable, that's probable, and most likely that it's definitely going to happen, is that the Insurrection Act has already been given. And the question is, when is that order going to be, let's just say, presented to us and invoked? G. Westbury, hold on your asses. They're going to turn Trump. JD will be your president. And they're going to turn on Trump. JD will be your president. And Erica will be your new first lady. Trump must be removed before it all goes down. He can't be connected. All right, let me repeat this. So, G. Westbury, thank you for the Rumble rant, $10. Hold on to your asses. They're going to turn on Trump. Okay, yeah. I already see that.
They've done that for 8 years.
Now, that's the question. No, wait. No, go ahead, Marshall. Are they going to do it before or after?
They've been turning on Trump since the fucking day he went down the escalator fucking thing.
Yeah, we're not attacking you. I'm just trying to understand.
I mean, I'm not.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, no.
No, they're going to turn on Trump. They will turn on Trump on the first dial of every movement he has. I don't trust certain people in the administration that are being exposed. So, okay.
Wow.
JD will be your president. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to tell you right now, and Erica Kirk will be your new first lady. Now, that's funny. Now, I heard she might be the new vice president. Now, that's funny for JD Vance. Trump must be removed before it all goes down. He can't be connected. No, it's hilarious. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, these people are,
I think Eric's going to run.
Look, one of them
has
the
hat on.
Run. You know what? I will fucking vote for Ivanka if I have to. And I know the new Melania thing.
He's going to do it, man. I'm telling you, I think Eric is going
to. No, he's going to have to. I mean, look, the new Melania video, documentary, cut Ivanka completely out. Oh, nixed her. Bad blood, baby. Bad blood. Oh, bad blood. And keeps Barron in a fucking corner. Keeps him in a corner.
Barron is he's the fucking kryptonite, man.
And they're doing it purposely. They're shielding him from everything until it all comes crashing down.
Be president.
Okay, so this is who is helping low IQ migrants defraud American taxpayers. I put this into the chat. This was probably one of the best things I've read in a long time. Brandon Smith, and I'm just going to cut through this right now. The question needs to be asked: who taught these third world migrants how to set up false business fronts to defraud taxpayer subsidies? Who has been hiding their blatant illegal activities? How have they been getting away with the scam for so long, despite incidents of high-level whistleblowers calling out their criminality? Very important. I often hear the argument, largely from migrants and leftists. That's because these people are so clever in their racketeering, they deserve to stay in the U.S. In other words, why would you want to kick out, hundreds of thousands of people who are so resourceful? First, I would point out that it's a common misconception that con men are hardly intelligent. Yes, you don't have to be a polymath to rip innocent people off. You just have to be evil. Evil is often mistaken for genius because high-trust societies have hard time comprehending predatory behavior. This is an excellent overview. And listen to what he says here, Brandon Smith. They don't catch it because they don't expect it. Absolutely. Midwestern states like Minnesota used to be high trust, but that is quickly changing. They are now moving away. I don't fucking trust anybody. Yeah, I know where I came from. I know where I was born, where I grew up. I come down here. But yeah, it doesn't change anything. In fact, the older I get, the more distrusting I have and the more of like certain prevailing viewpoints I have about people and how I view them in general. That said, a fraudster would at least need to have comprehensive understanding of this financial system he intends to scam, not to mention the basic intelligence needed to. The majority of migrants from countries like Somalia, which are ranked out of 180 countries, 9. They're ranked 9. Only the South Sudan is ranked higher at 10. These people are low IQ. They're not very smart. Look at the way they look. They need a dentist. I mean, look at their fucking heads. I mean, honestly, which means only the explanation for their success in fraud so far is that they have help from the very system they are defrauding. This is not hyperbole meant to insult Somalis. Yes, it is. It should, because you know what? It's the truth. You know what? There's no such thing as insulting people when you're telling the fucking truth, Brandon Smith. It's simply a statistical fact. Well, statistical facts are truth. Somalia has one of the lowest IQ populations in the world. Yes, and they're ranked 9 as one of the worst countries in the world. You see the correlation with the average IQ of Somali refugees and migrants sitting at 67. So we have, what, 500,000 of these fucking low IQ fucking dingbats in our country that are being used as pawns and puppets and parasites for what? DC and other big name people to set them up with these type of LLCs and these business fronts to what? Steal our money. This country also, the country also flounders near the bottom of every list of low average IQ measurements among hundreds of nations. Well, this is a good point. To put this in perspective, the average IQ score of the U.S. population is 100. Do you guys believe that? Along with around 34% of the global population, less than 9% of the global populace has an IQ over 120. Less than 1% has an IQ over 135, considered gifted level intelligence. But what about low end of the spectrum? The number of people within the global population with an IQ lower than 70 is 2%, meaning the average IQ in Somalia is rare because it's so minuscule. These people are not criminal masterminds. They're useful pawns in a bigger scheme. Oh, this is so good. I dropped it in the chat. I don't want to read all of this stuff. Man, I was so impressed with this article. I dropped it in the chat. I hope you read it. Altmarket.us, ladies and gentlemen. Go read their stuff. I read it all the time. I read so much stuff, it's not even funny. I'm reading stuff even when I'm not reading stuff, Marshall. What's your thoughts about that?
It's not even funny that it's not even funny that they say that because it's so obvious.
Right.
They use these people as their little pawn. And then they get them. They got the little kid guy who looked like he was like 14 years old saying, I manage this quality learning center, and I'm the manager here. You saw the video. The guy looked like he was like, kid looked like he was like 12 years old.
No, I just want to get a lot of that stuff out of the way because I got some more videos to show you. I don't want to read so much stuff, but I got a ton of stuff I want to show you.
Idiots, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question was answered. Look, I'm just going to repeat this. I mean, look, who taught these third world migrants to set up false business fronts to defraud taxpayer subsidies?
Bingo.
That's number one right there. Who's been hiding their blatant illegal activities? The governor, maybe more other people. How have they been getting away with the scam for so long despite incidents of high-level whistleblowers? I mean, that's an amazing argument. I mean, look, there are nearly 20% of Somalia's total GDP comes from remittances from migrants in the U.S. back to Somalia. We shut that down at the Treasury. Oh, we shut that down. In 2018, Minneapolis TV station KMSP.Fox 9 aired on investigative report alleging that over $100 million in CCAP funds that have been fraudulently obtained primarily by Somalia-owned or operated daycare centers in the Twin Cities area. A whistleblower from the Minnesota Department of Human Services claimed much of that money was leaving the country, potentially reaching Somalia in the Middle East. And there is videos of a TSA worker, multiple TSA workers at the Minneapolis airport saying they have live footage of exchange of bags of money in suitcases or briefcases that are going out the door, out back to Somalia or to fund something else. Cash. And this has been reported everywhere. If that's not alarming, this is something that you should consider. The Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, DEED, provides low-interest loans, typically $5,000 to $150,000 to startups expanding businesses owned, operated by minorities. I have a business. Nothing gave me any money. I didn't see anybody handing me money. See, this is the point. This is why we need to regain our white Christianhood. This is why blacks, browns, this type of third world migrancy cannot be, let's just say, sustainable. Okay, it's not because they're being used as pawns, parasites, grips, and stuff like that. Low IQ people, they don't benefit the country. They don't help the country. Most of them are violent criminals that rape, torture, kill, and murder. like we've seen Venezuela, Honduran, Mexican, you name it. All low IQ people. How do they benefit this country? But yet we're racist for calling these people out. We need to bring back a white supremacy clause. We need to roll back civil rights because in the 1960s, the civil rights have destroyed the white, let's just say, predominant entity that controlled the narrative in this way. Were there provisions in place that we had to fix? Yes. That were institutionally racist against Black Americans? Yes. Okay. But that does not pertain to what we're seeing of incorporating all the Latinos or all this other third world garbage that are here that are not that are foreign born that we just brawl in here and stuff in some way. This should not be some way summarily, let's just say, created as one vacuum, under one vacuum, in one control. And that's the problem that we see here. And the fact that I see these white Karens supporting these people in some way. And you know what? If you're a Black American, I would be fucking pissed. If there are some out there that actually give a shit. I mean, that's my point. Are there Black Americans out there that actually give a shit living in Minnesota that this type of shit is happening? Because I don't hear them speaking up about it. I don't. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Do they even want to be in this fight? Do they even care about this fight? I mean, honestly, they should be pissed off. What? Because you're not part of the grift either? Or your grift is getting cut off from the Democrats and they're giving it away to them? That's what you should be pissed off about. You should really think about the way we need to redesign, retool this whole thing, this enterprise. Yes, on meritocracy, I'm all for it. But I'm moving away from everything that is not white Christian anymore. Because if it's not built on trust, not built on meritocracy, built on some type of semblance that I can work with people in some way and not fear for my life in any way, I'm done with these people. I mean, you have Elon Musk on X saying it's time to get rid of all these people. And he called out the Black community and saying, where the fuck are you? What are you doing here? Because you're being overshadowed by the worst of the worst. And it makes you look even better. But you're not, I mean, even worse. But that's the point. Because they don't cover the violent crime of this. They only cover the violent crime of what? Certain people in certain communities that had these types of, let's just say, negligent and violent behaviors. Excuse me, not negligent, but violent tendencies, recidivism that continues to go on. And they know this is going to be allowed in Baltimore and Virginia and D.C. and New York and all these other areas. But this type of nonsense is floated out in the Midwest. And it just goes, you really have to look at how bad this scenario is and ask yourself, what am I doing? Where am I going? Where is this going? How is this going to benefit us? All right, let's listen to this.
Mistake on sign, okay? No, not big deal. It's one fucking letter. Stop investigating us, okay, Batty? You come here with camera and you show everyone on Twitter Somali fraud. Not cool, Batty. You gonna get us in trouble with FBI. They're going to take away my Gucci shoes. And I like my Gucci shoes, Batty. Look, we made...
That's funny. It's funny. I mean, I got more to cover than that. I mean, it's funny. I got more. Marshall, your thoughts. I got an imparting thought here, but
no, they're just trying to look. The bottom line is
trying to be funny here, but serious.
But they're trying to dump all these people on us, and it's just like in the West, man.
Yeah.
And all over Europe, all over France. Look what they destroyed these beautiful countries.
Here's an argument.
And we're sitting here acting like, oh, well, everything's fine, while Rome burns.
Right. That's a good point.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
This is the point of what altmarket.us did that I dropped in the chat. I often hear the argument that this is like 7 pages of stuff. That's how big that article was. That's why I'm reading you piecemeal stuff. I often hear the argument that the number of migrants involved in this criminal activity is small in comparison to the 100,000 plus migrants in Minnesota. I'm not going to explain per capita these people yet again. But I would point out, I see no Somali jumping at the chance to apologize for their behavior or the way of their tribal community. And yet, I agree that there's nobody that is representative of these third world shithole countries, whether it's Venezuela, Somalia, Sudan, anybody apologizing for the grift and graft that they have caused. They were brought here for a reason, to steal your taxpayer dollars. Okay? To what? Enrich themselves, invade our country, depopulate our country, help overthrow our country, and make sure that wealth gets sent back and passed around through an LLC back to DC. Just like the same amount of money that went to Ukraine that circled back. You know, I put it out on my ex. I mean, we on Raw Story said, you know, about everything that's going on. We'll cover that about Zelensky attacking Putin. Look, if Putin killed Zelensky, would you give a shit? No, the war would end. If Putin killed Zelensky, you should pray that Zelensky is dead. He either dips out or they kill him, and they should kill him, because that's the only way this war is going to end. And that's the only way the grift and the graft of everything and the audit that's going to take place of that. Don't think for a minute that audit's not going to happen. There will be accountability for that, because people's heads are on the thing. And whose head's on it? Everybody in the House that signed off, and everybody on the Senate that signed off. The House especially. The House especially. Yes, I understand. Let's watch this.
Zelensky is Israel too.
Well, yeah. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I hope Russia kills Zelensky. That's the if you want the war to end, you hope Putin kills Zelensky. Kill Zelensky and his team. Because you know what? Because if you're saying that this whole thing is a front, it's not real and stuff like that, well, then what? Disappear them and see what happens thereafter, and let them take control. It's not going to start World War III, because Europe is a bunch of pussies. They will be looking to the United States to do something, and we won't do anything. We won't do anything. They had their opportunity to what? To end this war, and they choose not to. And again, you tried to kill President Putin. I believe they did. I have articles to cover that, but go ahead, Marshall.
No, they're not. The Europeans are not going to fight, and I don't blame them one bit. I would tell these assholes, and we talked about it the other day, let your immigrants, your newfound constituents, let them fight the fucking war against Ukraine. I ain't doing it.
I want to hear people's thoughts out there. I mean, I dropped the thing. G. Westbury dropping. G. Westbury gifted 5 subscriptions to the We Are Rise show. Wow. Oh my God, that's nice on here.
I want those Europeans to come here that don't want to fight for Europe anymore.
Nacian was gifted a membership by G. Westbury. Thank you, G. Westbury. Glory B got one. True Terran got one. G. Westbury. Happy New Year, guys and gals. Hey, Happy New Year to you. Alita got one. Well, thank you, G. Westbury, for gifting 5 subscriptions on the We Are Rise show. That's fantastic on Rumble. I've noticed I've had a lot of subscriptions and people following on Rumble and stuff. They're not following necessarily on YouTube, but I don't really care. I just want to build up that platform. I want people to go back and make sure there's something there, that the algorithm is not messed up. I've noticed that I've had 2 past shows that were kind of one show was blocked, the Thomas and I show that we did on Sunday, because certain stuff I played, they pulled it. I have to re-upload that and delete stuff. And then the last show that Marshall and I did, I guess they caught something that they felt was copyright, which I don't know what I played.
Might have been the music or something.
Yeah, because I don't play anything. I know what not to play. Let's play this. This is not copyright. This is fucking hilarious. I got more of this. I'm just playing the rest. That's what's coming. That's the mayor of Minneapolis. Wait till you find out the people that are working with this mayor, this bagel. Man. Personally, my feeling about how I see about the Governor Walz is that I think he's going to resign quicker and faster before, because if he's still there holding the bag, he's fucked. He might have I don't know if he's got to have a better shot. He might be forced out. His own state legislature might impeach him. So you don't want to go that route. You don't want to be impeached, because then thereafter, they're going to tie all the crimes against him after. So if he's impeached or walking into impeachment, then he might step down thereafter. Marshall, your thoughts?
No, the guy needs to go. The thing that
but the oversight committee's not going to do anything. You know that.
No, of course. God, talk about pissing you off.
Yeah.
The thing is, Democrats never resign. They never admit they're wrong. We all know that. All they do is double down. I don't
Yeah.
expect nothing less from this fat cow drinking idiot. This guy, fuck him, man.
Nacian says they don't impeach in Minnesota. Yeah, I know. I mean, they're talking about it. That's my point. I mean, I don't know if that's going to lead to this in some way. I don't know if they're going to get to that point. Does it even matter at this point? I mean, I don't know. Super D, thank you for the can. They need more than a dentist. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at these bubble heads. I don't know what's going on. Balloon heads. I mean, what is up with these people in some way? Let's play this. This comes from Minnesotans have taken notice what's going on in their neighborhoods. Oh, that's a good thing that maybe you're waking up. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to go after these people. It's not racist. All right. These people are foreign invaders. They shouldn't be in this country. They're ripping our country off, and they're going to be deported. They're going to be deported as they should. Honestly, put them in a fucking cargo container, drop them off in the middle of the ocean, and see if they can swim. That's the way I look at it. And you know what? And forget about them. Because you know what? Don't waste your jail prisons. Don't waste them. Load them up. Put them in a cargo container and drop that fucking thing in the middle of the ocean and see if they can learn how to swim. That's the best way you incarcerate the grift and the graft. Okay? And then that will show to everybody, listen, you need to come down hard on this. This needs to be executed in such a way that the payback of using third worlders in this matter who are complicit, because they're not that stupid to know what's going on, to be set up, even though low IQ, and it doesn't matter. Do we need that in our world? Do we really need that in our world? The only way these people rise to any type of, let's just say, not position of power, but, you know, affluence or influence or what have you, is through what? The grift and the graft. These people would be poor as dirt. These people would be begging for money, and most of these people live off of welfare, just like a shit ton of fucking third worlders in general, whether it's from Haiti, Sudan, or any of these other grifting countries. It doesn't matter. We are not here to support them. We can't even take care of our own people, and yet you wonder why Whitey's bad. It is such an embarrassment. It really blows my mind. Let's play this.
Following the Nick Shirley video, the people of Minnesota have jumped on board to help out as much as possible. And what they've been doing is they've been doing internet searches of active Somali daycare centers in their neighborhoods. And they found 60 active daycare centers at one address. 1821 University Avenue. How could you have 60 daycare centers at that one address? Kristi Noem has ordered DHS into Minnesota. They're in Minneapolis today, and they are visiting all these different daycare centers. They're going to shut them down once and for all. Hopefully, there will be mass arrests, denaturalizations, and deportations. But all that remains to be seen. We'll have to wait and see how this all shakes out. But apparently, Nick has another big story up his sleeve he's going to be coming out with pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic, Marshall. Your thoughts, and I got a point to read before you say anything. I just want to show you right now. And we'll go back to the Washington Monument because I want to say it. But much like, and you're going to love this, Marshall, much like a dog marking its territory, third world cultures tend to view criminal actions against foreigners as a way to leave their scent and send a message to the host population that they are in charge. Is this what you want in your country? Is this they want fucking in charge? Are you kidding me? Listen, I have to tell you right now, we have to be a culture. We have to have a framework of anti-immigrant, especially the third world nations who are garbage. We don't need them. Let them disappear on their own. Let them die off on their own. Let them starve on their own. Let them kill each other on their own. It's not our problem. We're Americans. Focus on America. But they're in here and they think they're in charge. I think there are many people, Marshall, that are influencers are saying, look, if you don't get these people out, we're going to revolt. We're going to start fucking killing fucking these people. I mean, you might see that. I already said we're at this level. We are at a breaking point I mean, third world is across the board. Brown, black, guard. We don't want you here. If I'm not looking in the mirror and seeing something like myself, I don't want you here. That's the problem. That's what we're facing. And this is the culture. This comes from altmarket.us saying the same thing that I'm saying. Is that racist? No, that's actually exposing the true power that we're, let's just say the true enemy we're facing. It's worse than you could possibly imagine, Marshall.
The people aren't going to stand for it any longer. And it's at a breaking point. And I think it is designed and meant to be at a breaking point. It's meant to bring us to a point where we reach this pinnacle where all of a sudden it just blows up. And I think we're about ready to, I think we're in the middle of the blow up right now. I mean, all this fraud, Brett, all this fraud. And that's only a little tip of it, as we all know. People are losing their shit. They're like, you know what, man? I used to be an NPC. Now I'm not. So guess what, Brett? What's happening? The NPCs are becoming major players.
Yep.
Right now. That's what's happening.
So new data from the Center of Immigration Studies shows that in Minnesota, home of the largest Somali community, 81% of Somali-headed households use at least one major welfare program. Yeah. This basically is an example of why we should not be bringing in third world countries at all. They cannot systematically adapt. They can't find jobs. And yet, you know what? In some way, they become driving around $100,000 cars, having these phantom Lamborghinis purchased by kindergartens. How is this even possible? 90% of those children do. Notably, 86% of Somali families with kids are on Medicaid alone. Hey, you wonder why Medicaid and Medicare are expensive. There you go. That's it.
And told me I should back off the Somali community in America, said I was going too hard. Well, I've got news for him. In this video, I'm not backing off, I'm doubling down. Let's start with some facts. 86% of Somali immigrants are on some form of government assistance after 10 years in this country, after 10 years in America. Unlike my hardworking immigrant parents, they didn't come here to build the American dream. They came here to collect the American welfare check. America is supposed to be the land of opportunity, not the land of handouts. At least that's what it used to be before progressive policies. We've transformed our immigration system from a gateway for the best and the brightest to a free-for-all for the grifters and the deadbeats. And that shift in policy created a shift in mindset. Immigrants used to come here with determination, drive, and a dream. Now they come here with empty pockets and open hands, expecting free housing, free food, and a government check. And thanks to many politicians, that's exactly what they get. Billions in fraud has been linked to Somali Minnesota migrants. That's in daycare, in housing, in healthcare, and SNAP benefits. More Somali fraud is coming out of Ohio, Washington, Maine, and Georgia. And while the Somali community is #1 on the grifter list, they're not alone. Immigrants from Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and many other third world countries don't want to be part of the American project. They want to leech off the American taxpayer. They don't want to integrate. They want to dictate. They don't value our culture. They mock it. And if you dare say hard work still matters, they call you a racist. This didn't just happen. It's by design. Leftist politicians have shredded the immigration system to replace hardworking patriots with dependent voters. They've traded merit for mediocrity. And now the American taxpayer is left holding the bag and footing the bill.
And that's why people are revolting. They don't want to pay taxes anymore. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. And that's what it should be. And you know what? We have to look at this not in a vacuum, but simply put, how do we do this to actually put forth a certain, like, let's just say a rebellion in certain ways? Because if the only way that you're going to be able to get tax rebates, okay, for families of 4 or more, what have you, with children, is that you're going to have to file. Because if the Treasury Department decides we're not going to send individual checks out to people that haven't filed, then nobody's going to get a check. If we all band together and say we're not going to file. But people that have businesses have no choice to file. I mean, think about businesses that are probably going to own 25, 50,000, 100,000, and they decide not to pay. It could eat. We're not even touching on. You're talking about individual taxpayers. You're not talking about people that own businesses. You're not talking about LLCs. You're not talking about S corps. You're not even talking about. That's why I look at these influencers, and they really don't have an acumen of business. They don't understand what they're saying. Oh, we all just band together and just not pay our taxes. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you can individually do that in some way, and there could be other stipulations. You know what? I would say arguably there's going to be more fraud. There's going to be more people saying, yeah, I'm just going to make this up. I'm going to make that up. I'm going to make that up so I can get more tax benefits. That's what's going to happen. And people are not going to care. And I think that is the realization that it's going to unfold. You know what? Let's just add more stuff to it. Phantomly. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. People do it all the time or find other tax loopholes because people are tired of it. But again, might be the last hurrah with the IRS. I'm not saying for sure. However, I do believe that the envelope will be folded into the Treasury as I feel about the Fed come the end of 2026. Marshall, what say you? I think that was an excellent overview. Did you see his chain?
No, it's over for the IRS, in my opinion. I do believe it's already been done. I think that it's already written off. That's already dealt with. And look, man, I mean, what he said was exactly right. You know, people are pissed off, Brett, and we have reached this point where people are not going to take it anymore. We are reaching a breaking point, Brett. I mean, when you look at the Somalian thing, all of it, then the taxes that people pay in, the people have had enough, Brett. I mean, there you go. Your light bulb.
There you go.
Dumbest people on earth. Literally the dumbest fucking people.
Ugliest people on earth, too. Weed the chaff is what I say. I mean, honestly, I think we have to get rid of all of them. I mean, first of all, even if there's only 100,000 that are part of it, and you think about it, that's a lot of people. I'm not even implying that is. I don't have the statistical number, but we don't know what it is because most likely it's more than that. And if it is, they all got to go. But then think about all the rest of them that are still here. Should they go as well? Yeah, I think so. Why would you want to have low IQ people that are welfare-based only, that doesn't benefit? They don't provide some type of meritocracy. They only know how to grift and graft if we give them an opportunity to do that. Why would we want them in? And it's not just them. Why would you want them in your country to suck up so much oxygen in the room that it basically depletes it for the rest of us? That's exactly what it is. We live in a vacuous state. There's only enough air that you could breathe, only enough seats at the table that you can eat. Why would you want them there? It is not racist to say it. We have Black Americans, we have Latin Americans, we have people that are born and raised in this fucking country that are suffering. Veterans, we have people all over. But yet, all these third worlders get a pass. Driving around $100,000 Mercedes. Honestly, fucking arrest all these people, deport them. You know what? Just deport them. Like I said, put them in a fucking container where they came from on Evergreen, all right? Put them on a ship, push them out on the fucking water, see if they can fucking swim. I don't fucking care. And then look at me. Look at me. Can you swim? It's not just them. There's a shitload. Syria, Iraqis, many other, let's just say, people that we are what? Again, supporting welfare state. It's got to come to an end. It's embarrassing that we continue to be. There's no such thing as racism anymore. Let me tell you, we are being targeted. We are being attacked. Every day I wake up, we're being attacked. We're white Christians. We're being murdered by blacks. We're being murdered by Nigerians. We're being murdered by many different groups of people. They're stealing our wealth, stealing our paychecks. They're stealing everything from us. If it was only about white supremacy, I think it would be a great story to have. But it's not. It's just the truth. And the truth is, we don't need brown and black people in this country imported in. We already got enough that are already born and raised here legally. And think about that. And think about the civil rights. You okay, Marshall? Looks like you're dying over there. You
No,
okay?
just another little spell, man.
Yeah, I know.
It happens. It happens.
I know. You get all animated like my dog. He gets all amped. He's like, he starts coughing. He's like, and I'm like, all right. Don't get animated. But that's the problem. That's where we are. I mean, we are importing more chaos, more of this disease, more of this weaponization against white America to deplete the gene populace. Not just that, to take away our viability to grow, to have better roads, better school systems, better everything, to give them a pass so they can have fugazi businesses where that money is bankrolled back into the governors and the mayors and all these politicians in general moving forward. Nick Serter breaking over 40 daycare centers in Columbus, Ohio, open up in the same thing. This is not in Minnesota. It's in Ohio. It's in Washington State. It's a lot of places that are over in the Midwest. Look at this. I'm going to play this. Just watch. They're going to show. Look at all this. There's no music and stuff. I got to play some music, but look at that. Look at the organizations right here. Look, 2024. Look at the dates. 8/13, 6/11, all last year. 6/11, months before the election. Look at that. Interesting. It all started in May of 2024, all the way through before the election. August. I saw one in November. Wow. That's pretty frightening. They were that emboldened. They were that crazy to set up shop and say, hey, look, we got to set this up in some way to make sure that, look, let's put it this way. They were that emboldened thinking, Kamala's going to win. Let's just do this. And maybe there was a part of them that think they could actually, bifurcate the grift and steal the election again. It was possible they were doing that. Let's continue on. Look at this. This is another good one. The manager of Leering Center is the same dude who was dancing with the mayor, Jacob Fry. So this bagel and his broom were dancing together. Watch this.
Am I going crazy, or is this the same guy? Is the manager of the infamous Learning Center in Minneapolis also one of the guys that was dancing in the back of Mayor Jacob Frey's election victory video? The one that went super viral where he thanks his constituents in Somali for re-electing him last month? Ibrahim Ali claims to be the manager of the Quality Learning Center and says that there is no fraud going on whatsoever there. He very well may just have a doppelganger who happens to look just like him that lives in the very same city he lives in, or he could be one of the Somali community leaders who is working with local electeds to keep some of these fraud schemes going. But that would just be crazy, right? I could be totally wrong to assume this, but he's got a very unique face and hairline.
A certain message about a certain group.
I mean, he looks so similar to this guy going... I mean, hypothetically speaking, it would make sense that someone running a fraudulent business would have a vested interest in who is in control politically in the city where they are running said fraudulent business. And Jacob Frey is no stranger to simping for Somalia. Hell, he even puts out campaign videos in Somali.
Disgusting.
Maaga Egawa Jacob Fry. Doke Magalada, Minneapolis.
And the cherry on top is that Governor Tim Walz, after being radio silent, finally comes out and puts out a statement days later, just a few minutes ago. And what does he do? He blames Trump. Trump keeps letting fraudsters out of prison. I'm curious, do you guys think this is the same guy? Because if I was the DOJ, I would be getting to know Ibrahim very well right now.
Of course it's the same guy. I mean, it's obvious, Marshall. You okay? I know you were coughing. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine,
okay.
man. I mean,
Just go ahead.
These guys are just frauds. You see,
I mean, the mayor. How about the mayor?
All of it, man. I mean, people are, like I said, we talked about earlier. Everybody is seeing this shit, and people are losing their fucking minds.
Yep.
Regular, hardworking Americans are saying, "What, Brett? Why am I paying my fucking taxes? Why am I doing all this shit? Why am I being a good citizen?
That's the revolt, because
I need
people
to
are just
live down
basically
by
like
the
they don't
river
care
in
anymore.
a van. No,
Well-
it's people's trying. Look, we are reaching the critical mass, the critical point, in my opinion, Brett, is that people are finally seeing this shit, and all the normies are going. They're starting to lose their shit now.
No, I know. I mean, and I hope that people decide to boycott the taxes and do everything. Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead, take my
Lose
property.
your
I'm
shit
not
when
going to
you're
pay
in
my
the-
mortgage. I'm not going to pay this. I'm not going to pay that. Well, you should pay your mortgage. You should pay your rent because they will kick you out. But your tax is a different thing. Okay. I mean, honestly, I think it's a different story. Your property tax, you can argue that. You can fight that in many different ways. But I don't know what people can necessarily do in some way. I mean, we're at a very tipping breaking point. I mean, there are just people just might just not decide to, hey, I'm just not going to pay taxes. I'm not going to sign up to do my taxes. I don't want anything in return. I'm just not going to do it. And it makes sense, even though they might get something back or not. And even if you're told you have to pay something back, I just don't think people are going to do it. They're just like, whatever, come and get me. But at the same token, I don't know how much that is going to change. Is systematically going to whatever. I think that just alerting people to the idea is that why are we doing this? To get President Trump aware that we're done with this. Even he's saying this. Much of the Minnesota fraud, up 90%, is caused by people that came in our country illegally from Somalia. Congresswoman Omar, ungrateful loser who only complains and never contributes, is one of many scammers. Lowlifes like this can only be a liability to our country and greatness. Yeah. I mean, look, arrest her, then denaturalize her, and then deport her. And then there you go. Or put her in jail because she was a fraudster who became a congresswoman illegally. And that would be good. And put her in jail for 20 years where she can never run. Set it an example. If you set the example, then people will start to wake up and realize, wait a minute, we're fucking next. But you have to. She might have to go to jail, okay? Arresting her, denaturalizing her, and deporting her is not going to change that. Yeah, you could. You could drop her off in the middle of the ocean without a parachute. Let see if the sharks want to fucking take a bite of that dark meat. I doubt it, but the question will be, all right, what are the given responses that we're going to be able to do? All the round of all these people, you just can't put them in jail. You would have to just move them out. Okay? Move them out. Put them in South Sudan. Move them out to different countries. Bring them back to their own countries. And then make sure that nobody from Somalia can ever return. Nobody. Make sure facial recognition, you have DNA, you have all this stuff. They're on file. You can move them out. I get that. I understand it. It has to be. But this is a joke. It's an embarrassment. I'm just so tired of talking about it. I got more for Nick Shirley. I got a fast track. I'm running behind again. All right, because I'm talking too much. Nick Shirley calling out CNN for investigating Nick Shirley instead of Somalia fraud.
YouTuber Nick Shirley back at a daycare.
So they're calling him out.
He
I'm not going to play all
was
of
a
it.
fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. So I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk. And
so basically, CNN, I got to move forward. CNN just tried to discredit him in every possible way, and they failed flippantly. They failed really bad. Listen what he says on the Patrick Bet David podcast. It's pretty scary stuff. And look,
have you got
anything happens to this young man, let me tell you, holy hell is going to break loose. It'll be open season on Somalians. I promise you. It'll be hunting season on these fucking Somalians. Their head are so big like a watermelon, it's not going to be that hard to take one out. It's not. You hurt this kid, you're dead. Your whole family's dead. I'm serious. We got to stop with the idea, well, we can't make threats. We can't do this. They're threatening us. They're killing us. It's time we push back. Anything happens to this kid, it's open season on these fucking monkeys. It's open season. Their heads are big as watermelons. It's not going to be hard to take them out. Listen to what he has to say here.
Threats, like actual death threats.
Yeah, well, in person and also.
Can you tell me about that? Like, are they messaging you saying, we're going to get you? What are they saying to you?
Yeah, like they're saying, oh, like, kirked. You're going to be kirked.
You're going to be kirked. That's what they're saying to you.
Yeah, like you're the next, you'll be the next Kirk. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's not even like I hate what's happening right now. Like, I feel bad for my family, honestly, because it's like, yeah, like we didn't do anything wrong, and yet you guys are coming after me like I'm some sort of villain, right? So I'm like, my little sister's getting phone calls. I'm like, what?
This kid is 23. He's got a little sister, and they're threatening his little sister. It is opening season on Monkey Nation, on this fucking disgusting invasion of Somalis. What the fuck? And anybody that's supporting this shit, you should be eliminated too. This kid should be protected. If anything happens to this kid, I implore people in some way to make sure your voice is heard. If anything happens to this kid, you should speak out about it, raise holy hell, and make sure your voice is heard, or something more, to make sure that we have a pushback against this nonsense. Enough of this violence. Enough of this. Like said, we want to give the cookie. Time doesn't exist, Brett. Laugh it loud. Yeah, time doesn't exist. Not in my world, it does. Here we go.
Why are you guys doing this?
Your little sister's getting phone calls.
Yeah, from like the news. I'm like, okay, don't talk to my family. I mean, some news in India, they doxed my home. They doxed my dad. They
fucking
doxed
cheats.
They like,
yeah.
It was really weird.
Collecting fucking PhDs for 350.
I just
don't vote for what?
Well, Dad, you
Vivek
know
Ramaswamy in Ohio.
But like they put it. Like,
Don't.
it's just,
Dumbass
like, me, like,
there's other people going to be in the primary. Don't vote for that fucking guy. I don't fucking care. Trump put his hand on him. That's to expose him. He's a globalist. Don't vote for him. You might as well let the Democrat win there. I think that's a good argument. But there are going to be people in the primary that are going to challenge this piece of shit, but don't vote for that G.
Why are you guys coming after somebody for going against fraud? Like, I didn't make this a right or left issue. I just showed you guys that fraud was happening, and now you guys are coming after me. You're saying, I'll be the next Kirk. You're literally stopping at intersections and coming after me and trying to attack me.
Terrible.
Like, why are you so evil?
Look
like,
how
what's wrong with
kid
you?
is.
Like, what? Why are you defending fraud? Do you like money being stolen? No. And what are you doing? You're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you what the facts.
He's exposing who the racists really are. Think about that. And they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that fucking shit. Say it to me. Say it to me. Because they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that fucking shit.
Are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're thinking, calling me a racist. I'm having a great conversation with a black man, and then another black man comes up, and he's Somali descent, and he comes and attacks me for being a racist. Like, no, I'm not a racist. It's so stupid. And that's why the fraud has been able to happen for so long, because people like Tim Walz are afraid to be calling racist.
Bingo. That's it. Nails it like that in general. They're hiding behind the DEI. They're hiding behind all this stuff because if you do anything about it, you say anything about it, it's okay. It's okay. 2026, the year of the racists. White supremacy lives. Let us move on. 250 years, we made it. There were slaves. We moved on. 14th Amendment showed it. We moved on. We moved on. But we're importing what? We've become the slaves to these third worlders. Do you understand that? You become what? The new broom. It's over. It's over. Anything happens to that kid, look out. Look out. Monkey Nation. Look out. Third world nation. Okay? You're going to be on the spotlight. It's going to be like the Koreans picking up black people during 1992. It will be that way. They will not allow another white Christian to be murdered and attacked. This Trump administration better start thinking about this. Yes, there are people like Fuentes and other people are correct. Time is now. It's enough of this stuff. I understand this is a boiling point. This is an implosion. We are moving forward. Yes, it's galvanizing a lot of people to say, I'm done. I'm done with brown and black and third world scum. Just over it. I have fatigue of all of this. I have fatigue of the criminality. I have fatigue of everything. Just burn down DC. Fucking go. I don't care if Congress returns for the whole fucking year. And if they want in January 30th to shut down the government again, Marshall, as you said, what?
If they shut it down, shut it down. I don't know what you mean. About what? But
Shut
all
it
I
down
know,
and don't reopen it.
Shut
Don't
it
give
down.
them anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the
These
filibuster,
people-
pass all the stuff, move forward. Look, do the filibuster, get the 60 votes, and then all the 150 executive orders, pass it through. Just get it done. That's it. That's what they're waiting for. That's what's going to happen.
It's too far gone, and they know it.
It's gone. No, you're right.
Now,
It is. You're right.
too
It's
far
not just
gone,
we're over.
and everybody's. It's gonna. It's. I've said it earlier tonight, and I've said it before. Once it reaches that critical mass, I think that's where we're at, Brett.
Yeah.
We are at the critical mass where people are finally, they're like done. Everybody, even the dumbasses, are out there going, I can't take this anymore.
Right.
I'm barely fucking be able to buy a fucking loaf of fucking bread.
Well, I think there's just people I think at this point going into the new year, we must continue to push the dagger through the heart of this illegal criminal alien scum. Expose, reveal, lay bare, disclose, and display every illegal criminal ill-gotten gain, dirty money, fraudulent profits, unlawful gains. The pelf of the wealth, that's the name, pelf of the wealth of America must be exhibited and examined to save the nation. It is it. If you don't do this, if you don't continue with doing this and making sure that we don't put pressure on these people to do something, whether it's the Justice Department or not, it's not even there. It's not them. Okay, yeah, they're arresting people left and right. All you do is shut down the money. You close the money.
If you'd like to hit me up on
Okay, here we go.
Sorry about that.
Let's play this. No.
Important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news.
Stop the racism.
And we don't know why this is
Repeal
targeting
the
our
19th
Somali
Amendment
community.
For people like
as
that.
One video made by a specific individual made this all happen. We've been receiving.
So they're blaming Nick Shirley, for their place to be stolen and documents are stolen. You believe this fucking guy? These people are not smart enough to understand what's taking place.
Hateful messages.
Hateful.
Through our voice notes threatening
Take
us
off that Yankee hat.
The past couple of
You're
days.
an embarrassment.
Including one that happened yesterday morning when the break-in, after the break-in.
Oh, so there was a break-in that stole your documents.
And exhausting
to show. It's exhausting.
This is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through everything that's happening.
Yeah, you stand with each other by ripping off white America and every other American. Fuck you and die. The owner of Somali Nakama's daycare is doubling down, saying someone broke into my store and stole student enrollment. Bullshit. You did it yourself. Look, these people make me fucking sick. Every single one of them, fuck them and die. I'm sick of them. I don't fucking care. Honestly. Look, if you don't want people going out on the street and beating these fucking people alive with a fucking baseball bat, you better fucking make sure you arrest these people for the fraud, the abuse, get these people to talk, and then drop them off in the middle of some fucking ocean and get rid of them so we don't have to deal with this shit. If you don't want a civil war, that's exactly the problem we're facing, all right? That's the problem the Trump administration should recognize. They should wake the fuck up and say, you know what? We don't want these people here anymore. I think they are. I think he's galvanizing people to get that way. I know I am. Every day I wake up and saying, hey, have we gotten rid of more brown and black people from third world nations? We need to. Because you know what? All they're doing, low IQ people, is what? Ripping our country off, killing us, destroying us, eating us alive, and it's okay.
Because of his Chicago.
This is great. Watch this. An illegal hit a jackpot at Bally's Casino. When he went to collect his winnings, they told him he can't get his payout because he's under temporary status. Holy shit. And he's gambling with our money. Yeah. This is fantastic.
Twist in the immigration story. A viewer reached out to us, and he's both very lucky, and then his luck suddenly changed. Our Sabrina Franza live for us in Cali, River North. And Sabrina, he can't get paid for a jackpot because of his immigration status.
Hey, Marie, normally when somebody wins a jackpot on a slot machine, they're given their award winnings within minutes, but that's not what happened here. It's been over a week, and this person says he still hasn't received a dime.
Been regular since they opened, and I've won.
I've been a
like
regular.
11 jackpots, I believe, in the past, and never had any problem.
This player asked we refer to him as Nick. We are concealing his identity at his request.
Because you want ICE to pick him up.
As an immigrant in today's political climate. Back on December 20th, he hit the jackpot on a slot machine. He says he presented Bally's Casino with this ID, a legitimate, limited term, real ID. Those like Nick, asylum seekers with proper documentation, valid for the duration of their authorized stay.
This time, however, they decided to not pay it off because of my limited term ID. And I've always had that kind of idea.
He says his earnings would have been $1,250 that day.
You mean a lot. It's not.
I think it's fantastic, Marshall. What say you? We're going to move on from this. I know everybody's getting tired
these
of
people.
I mean, I got more, but what's your
I'm
thoughts?
so
about
over. I'm just really.
I know.
I'm ahead of it. Look, at least finally, the regular people, like you showed in that video about 20 minutes ago, the video of the lady in Minnesota saying the regular people are going out on the streets and they're looking at these places and videotaping it. That right there, Brett, is what we want and what our country needs.
Mm-hmm.
Are people like that.
To say, no, you can't get it. Hey, look at this. You could buy a PhD in India
regular folks.
for $350.
Oh, yeah. Well,
we're moving on. Let's focus on the Indians.
Covering almost
their SATs are great, Brett.
As long as you're
got great SATs.
I'm right now in Besarai Market near JNU and IIT Delhi, and these rows of shops right behind me, they may look like ordinary bookshops and photostat shops to you, but inside these shops, first-hand and second-hand PhD theses are being sold.
Wow.
Well,
it's unbelievable. And you know what? This is what we're importing. Yes, and the H-1B visas. I think there's an argument for that. I don't think a lot of people want it. And you know what? Coming up to New York because they're going to swear in the Ugandan jihadi. Good luck with that. And now he's what? He's using what? What is he signing off on? New York City Mayor Mandavi announces staff appointments, but he's putting Rasma Qassam, 9/11 Al-Qaeda defense lawyer, in charge of a chief counsel. If this is not the biggest slap FU to New York, it's not even funny. This is why I think this guy's a plan. I mean, look, as much as we like to talk about, the central casting stuff, think about it this way. This guy's a Ugandan jihadist. He's putting a 9/11 Al-Qaeda defense lawyer in charge of as his chief counsel. Do you understand that? You see the irony of this, Marshall? I mean, do you see the irony of this?
That I am naming Ramzi Qassam as chief counsel. Ramzi will be joining the administration from Cuba, where he serves as a professor of law. Government service is no novel concept for Ramzi, who served as a senior policy advisor for President Biden from 2022 to 2024, and has deep experience arguing in court, including before the Supreme Court. I will turn to Ramzi for his remarkable experience and his commitment to defending those too often abandoned by our legal system. City Hall will be stronger with him in it, and our work of building a more prosperous city for all will have a powerful advocate.
New York City is gonna brace for a total fucking, I believe, a major terrorist attack, Marshall. It's improbable to think that it's not likely. It's improbable to think it's not going to happen. Some major thing is going to happen in New York with this guy in it under his watch, and it's going to be massive. He's going to be hell to pay, and then people will start to wake up to see it. That's the only way people get really hip to the idea and say, maybe we shouldn't select a Ugandan jihadi that employs former Al-Qaeda terrorist defense attorneys and maybe socialist communists in some way. And when they don't do anything, look, I don't know. What say you? But that's what I'm feeling.
I think that this is supposed to happen. This needs to happen.
Yep.
We need to see this, just like everything else that we've been seeing over the last number of years, really the last 10 years.
So what you're saying is that you think it has to happen by putting these people in, whether it's central casting or not, allowing some type of controlled demolition to happen again in New York in some way for people to wake up again and realize, what the fuck did we just do? Or maybe to change the trajectory of our culture even going. I mean, a lot of people's lives can be lost in this. Is it going to be controlled, or is this going to be a narrative that's just going to be floated around and something else will happen or take its place?
People will always die.
Yep.
That's going to happen.
Exactly.
There's no doubt about that.
Get out of New York.
There's
if you're
no
fucking
doubt
at the
in
New
my
Year's
mind.
thing, you're an idiot.
Yeah, this guy is there for a reason. We have to see all this.
Well, it's just like the alt market USA. It says that there is about 100. I mean, what's the percentage of 100 IQ? What does it say? It's like they're saying that about how many people in this country are under the percentage of 100 IQ. I mean, it's just amazing, extraordinary about how you view people in general in the United States. What, nearly 20% of Somali's GDP? They say what? Yeah, they're saying, to put the perspective, the average IQ across the United States population is 100, along with 34% of the global population. Less than 9% of the global populace has an IQ of 120. Basically saying you're not that smart. You're not that bright. So everything that befalls you is because you didn't think it through. Here you go. Tucker Carlson expresses how bad things are. Elon Omar. Elon Omar will be exposed. She's going to be arrested.
Dumbest, of course.
She's going to be
Members of
removed.
Congress. She hates
She'll
whites,
be made an
and she just
example.
says that.
It will be done,
should be
and other
more
people will follow.
fearful of white men across our country
White
because
man.
they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
You move to a white country and immediately start attacking white people. How does that work exactly? I don't know, but we tolerate it. We celebrate it. And of course, she's not even here legally. She got here on visa fraud because she married her brother. It's kind of been proven. So she's an illegal alien somehow serving in the United States Congress. How'd she get elected? Well, because there was critical mass of her fellow Somalis in her congressional district, so she got elected. But that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is, as she serves the United States Congress, as she serves the American people, she's actually serving her real people, which are the Somali people, and she says so out loud.
caawa aan fursad u helay madaxweynaheena madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis.
She was talking about the president of Somalia, our president, our leader, our guy who runs our country, which is not the United States. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's totally out of bounds.
Yep, it's totally out of bounds. I don't want to continue. But, you just take a bat to the head. She'll start speaking English rather quickly. With USA dropping 817 gold pills. Need more New Year's gold pill love. Support the boys stream. Thank you so much. Hogleg 71 gift to the can and the cookie. Super D dropping 1,000 gold pills. I got fatigue too. On a good note, Happy New Year and the best to you and Marshall. We will get through all this. Yeah, I really believe it too. We the people will change this BS. Yes, I agree. What I'm saying is I'm not doubling down on stupid here. I mean, I know things are going to change. I mean, everybody is aware of this. No one really believes in any fashion whatsoever that this is going to continue on. There's just no way. It's not even possible to even fathom that. We've come this far to do all these different things and allow this chaos to continue. Marshall, it really boggles the mind. But I think really this is just a this is an expose of the crumbling of the facade that was built to bifurcate, I believe, everything that we were built around in this country to show how the grift, the graft, the welfare, the Medicare, Medicaid, Department, everything was a ripoff. Everything was a steal. That's why they voted these bills out every year, and that money sent out to all these different places that would return to D.C., to the coffers of the main names, the politicians, the LLCs, and everybody got a cut from that. And that's it. That's how it is.
It's just, it's finally, look, Brett, I am actually relieved because I finally feel like we are at a point now where all the American people are finally seeing and their eyes are being opened up. Their little blingly eyes, they're not looking, they're looking past their backyard now. They're like looking out of their neighborhood and going, there's another world out there. And we're being fucked.
Yeah, we're
and
totally
I'm done. I'm fucking done. These people are, look, all these MPs, all these, I don't hate to say that term, but all the regular folks, the normies or whatever you want to call them, they're all being activated now. It's happening right now. They're all being activated, in my opinion, and they're going, wait a minute, this is bullshit. I can't take it anymore. I got to do something. And now you've got, what, hundreds of guys that are being Nick Shirleys all over the country, which is a good thing. You've got Davids being created everywhere.
Yep.
David and Goliath, you've got Davids everywhere now.
Absolutely.
That's where we're at.
So here we go. So it's just released again, the notebook that proves the transnational school shooter. It's not like we don't have enough black and brown fatigue, immigrants, and also people that live in this country killing white people. We have trans people, another trans person, and ask yourself how long ago this was that finally was released. Benny Johnson notebook released by FBI belonging to the transgender Covenant school shooter. Audrey Hill confirms it was targeted attack on white Christians. The notebook contains a list of the school's breaking events. 6 people dead. They only reported 4, and that was the other thing. 6 people died in this. There you go. So we got trans, we got gays, we got blacks, browns, we got third worlders. We got a lot of problems. A lot of problems in this country. A lot of problems to be a white Christian American. A lot of problems that we face. And we need to pray to God. We have to find our way to move through this, to protect ourselves, to defend ourselves, use the Second Amendment. We have to find ways to make sure that we expose the criminality. Illegal aliens are not your friends. Third worlders are definitely your enemies. I can argue about other things I'm not going to get into right now, but we really have a problem in this country. And when I look through the mirror, the prism that I see and stuff, I don't recognize chicks with dicks and dudes giving birth. Yep. Bingo. I don't recognize who I am. And I wonder why young men, Zoomers, feel the way they do. And it's a very sad state of affairs that we're living in right now. And I only pray the Trump administration moves quicker and faster. And I know that this is a slow burn, but the slow burn is coming to an end. I think this year coming is the year of the audit, the examination, the overhaul. Everything is about to take place. And I think liars and thieves and the murderers are all going to face some type of we're going to see fireworks left and right. I really do believe that. I can't believe, and I can't not sit here if I didn't believe that wasn't going to happen. Yes, that's what We Are Rise is, war. I estimate a war. I've always believed that we are in a civil war. We've been growing, whether it gets kinetic or not, it's irrelevant at this point. It's already kinetic. It's already kinetic. It's just the way you parse it out. What's kinetic? What's kinetic? Who's that? They're attacking us. They're killing us. President Trump's moving National Guards in Portland and LA and another area, I guess, to utilize for something else. Why is he pulling back? He said crime's coming down. What's going on? What's taking place? I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen. I hope that by January 30th, Marshall, that we get the actual Democrats to shut down the government again. They basically bifurcate it with they pull the blue slip and they fucking burn it live on TV. We go to the filibuster and we start just passing everything. And we just keep the government shut down. We just keep it shut down. What is the point? We keep it shut down until every fucking bill is passed that President Trump put forward, 150 executive orders from his first term to the second term, plus and everything else, and then all the way through. What's the point? Let these people drop off. There are going to be more and more people resigning left and right. What do you care? This is not about Republicans and Democrats. This is about getting the agenda passed. This is about getting the right people on board and doing the right thing. I don't know if they see the right thing anymore. I don't know if people recognize. I don't know what Rand Paul's doing. Thomas Massey, they got the thumb up their ass. They're definitely anti-Trump. They're anti-MAGA. They're anti-you. They don't give a fuck about you. Think about Lindsey Graham. He's going to be indicted. A lot of smurfing money going to him, $11 million. That's why he wants that war in Ukraine. That's a lot of the money that is tied to Ukraine, Marshall, that's going back, free-flowing into the coffers, PACs, super PACs of these people. That's why I'm saying I hope Putin kills Zelensky. You should be praying Putin kills Zelensky. Just fucking kill him. Because then President Trump's saying, oh, hey, he's dead. The war is over. You guys got to surrender. Because what's going to happen if not? You think Europe is going to step in, Marshall? They ain't going to do shit. I hope Putin right now should take out Zelensky and his team. They should. What is Europe going to do? We're not going to do anything. We're not going to do a goddamn thing. Whoever's left to survive this will basically say, let's make a deal and end this once and for all. That's the only way this war is going to end. Someone has to be fucking next. I always thought that Zelensky would dip out because he's all part of this. Trusty Turner, of course. And thank you for letting me know Brett was on. My pleasure, too. Oh, okay. Yeah, Trump won. Go ahead, Marshall.
No, I mean, look, this whole Zelensky deal, this guy should have dipped out a long time ago. I mean, everybody... Do you
believe he tried to kill Putin? Do you believe the drone attack came from him or came from Europe?
No, I think it came from Europe.
Okay. Under the guise of Zelensky.
The EU. Zelensky ain't shit.
Yeah.
Zelensky's just there as their little mobile dial.
So Europe tried to kill
yes,
Putin.
the European. Look, everybody goes online. They're like, Israel is our enemy. Israel this and Israel that. Well, Israel is the baby of the United Kingdom. The Rothschilds. Israel was created by the Rothschilds. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Since we're talking about, I'll put it out.
17 or some shit.
Because I'm running out of time. I got a couple other things I want to talk about. Here we go.
Anyway, no, go ahead. Look.
No, I'm just putting it up here. I'm not going to. Frothing with rage, Russia threatens to kill Zelensky. I hope Putin kills him. Kill him and his team. It's not really Zelensky. It's the EU. It's NATO.
Absolutely.
It's that. They're the ones that they don't have the drones. And when Trump is Trump on a phone call to the Belarus president, was it Yuzhinsky or Levinsky, Lukrinska? I forget his fucking name. He turns around and says, I'm glad I didn't give him tomahawks. He didn't give him tomahawks. It was the EU that did this. They don't have nothing. Everything is a fucking joke. Zelensky's going to either dip out or disappear. Okay? That's the bottom line. Here's the other thing. I'm going to show this from the Sun. They put this out. And I thought this was interesting. It got overlooked. But look at this. Putin seizes a $100 million palace in occupied Crimea with age-reversing cryo chamber personal hospital and gold bathroom. What the fuck? I'm trying to play this. See if it... I don't know why it won't play. Oh, my God. Okay. That sucks. Let's see if it does it again. You're not going to play it. That's unfortunate. Area view, look at it. They seized this. Palace is fitted with a UV air sterilizers and contrast the So this is our money? Is this our money? How did the Ukraine get this money? Sprawling estate hidden at Cape Aya on the southern tip of the Black Peninsula was originally built for ousted Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko. But investigators say it's been transformed into a huge palace for the Russian dictator. The explosive claims come from an investigative team murdered the Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny, who say the property is another glaring symbol of Putin's unchecked power and corruption. This thing had med beds. Investigators say the interiors were lavish, even Putin standards. I mean, first of all, he didn't put this in there. It was already there. Claims Ukrainian drones tried to attack this week at Glendishik, a vast Black Sea cliff-top residence. Navalny team, the Kremlin's critics say the sheer excessive luxury starts. One feels slightly nauseous. Wow. I mean, The question is, did he outfit this or did he just take this over? Putin seizes, so he took this over. Did he outfit this or this thing was already outfitted, Marshall? According to the Sun, it sounds like it was already outfitted with American tax dollars. That's what it seems like to me.
That's some crazy shit. I mean, it
had a med bed in it. It had a med bed facility.
They're trying to hide the technology.
Do you believe in med beds? Yeah. I mean, they're saying the Sun reported had a med bed facility.
Trying to hide the technology.
They said Putin's got cancer or something like that. He's dying. He's not well. And so he's there recuperating, and they tried to hit that facility. I think the EU is behind the drone. The EU is behind everything. It's not even NATO. It's the EU doing all this stuff. I mean, everything regarding Ukraine is over. France and England, I think. Yeah, start with Omer. Flynn is on Lindsey Graham's ass. Yeah, well, he should be. Well, let me go back to the American Thinker. So the American Thinker, again, puts this article out. This was not even a day or two ago. Stop apologizing for being white. Stop apologizing for being white. This Marxist-born racial attack bears no relation to how American whites have fought centuries to overcome racism. In a speech on December 2025, TPUSA Summit, Phoenix, VP Vance declared the United States don't apologize for being white anymore. Don't. It's fine. It was a good speech. J.D. Vance goes full white nationalist at TPU's event. It was a good speech. I'm going to stand next to it. Do I like J.D. Vance? I'm not sure about how I feel. But if I come to pick or choose over him or a freaking Newscomb or somebody else, I'm going to take him. I mean, unless that Erica Kirk is his vice president. What the fuck is going on? I mean, we're years in advance, but look, they put this out there within the echo chamber. The accusations of blatant racism assumes avalanche proportions. New York Times, Jamie Boyle proclaimed the vice president a Klansman. You know what? We should all be Klansmen and women. We should all bring back our heritage. As far as I'm concerned right now, that to me, to promote white Christian-based discussions, if that is racist, well, then so be it. I will stand there on the ledge and basically fuck off and die. Because I'm not going to be promoting brown and black ebonics or invasions of third world scum or any of that stuff. I don't want that in my world. I don't want it in my culture. I want you people to be literate, smart, educated. I don't want you people around. I'm just done with it. I don't want it in my inner circle. I just don't. And I think there are many people that are so over this nonsense. We're so sick of it. I mean, the year of 2026 will be the year of the white man and woman. Yes, it will be, of the white Christian. I'm actually deeming that the year of the white Christian returns. Yes, with a sword and a shield. Oh, look out. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. Marshall, your thoughts? I got a couple other things, and then we're out of here.
No, it's all coming to a head. Everybody sees it coming. It is time for white people. Look, you got the lady with the Cinnabon. She was like, fuck you, nigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, I said the N-word. God forgive me, YouTube. But there's a lot of truth behind that, Brett.
True Terran says, I don't agree with the word anymore. We should never have felt sorry for being white. Absolutely. I'm Scott, Irish, and Dutch. I love raising hell. Yeah, I'm Irish and Italian. Bring the fight. That's exactly how you should feel. You should feel that. You should have that passion. You should not yield to these people. Go ahead, Marshall.
Be proud of being white.
It's absolutely a godsend. It's a gift.
That is your existence.
Yep.
And don't interbreed, man.
Yep.
Find another white mate. Be a bird of a feather and flock together.
Exactly.
I mean, look, man, they don't want you. They want to dial down our genetics through multiple, intercations with other species of people. The white people need to procreate on their own and grow their own.
We need to coalesce and not be pussies about calling this nonsense out. I mean, that's my
we're
point.
like 8% of the world now.
Yep. Let's move this forward.
Like,
when we used to be
shrinking.
53% back in 1960. Oh, here we go.
No,
First stunning
8%.
Washington monument lit up for freedom. I got to move forward, Marshall. So this is
All
what
right,
Marshall
go
was
ahead.
talking about. New Year's Eve, Washington monument will serve as the world's tallest birthday cake, kicking off the countdown for America's 250 birthday. Images projected and will include Washington across Delaware. This is going to be fantastic. Look at these pictures. I might go back to it before we dip out. So you will be seeing all these different things
Pretty cool.
from the Washington Monument. I think it's fantastic. These are the things that, these are the little things that make life, I think, in some way just enjoyable.
It's
And
America.
it's just, it's America. It's America. It's America. And that's how you should feel. It's America. Whiskey and cigars. It's America. That's what it feels like. And that's what I want it to be. Getting back to, let's get into a little craziness. So, all right. Let's get into a little conspiracy because that's what I put these things on. Rob Reiner, his death record sealed until further notice. What other stuff have you thought are equivalent to this as LAPD probe into director and Michelle Reiner's murder deepens? So apparently the already known details of Rob Reiner's wife, Michelle, were killed, have been shuttered by LA County medical examiner on a court order sought by the LAPD. So the LAPD arrests the son. Does this sound familiar? Sounds like another Charlie Kirk scenario. Keep that in mind. The department wants to keep its findings sealed and away from the prying eyes of the media and the public to try to make substantial progress before potentially decisive court hearing. This is exactly like Charlie Kirk. Exactly. So you arrest the actual son who's been in and out of drug rehabs. There's ample evidence, supposedly. But because they want to make sure that they have the evidence to support the findings of all this stuff. Because, look, this kid is going to need to plead, insane abuse. He's actually probably going to go through the way the Menendez brothers pleaded and react in that manner. And so they want to keep as much evidence away until discovery, but from prying eyes. But tell me that this is not so dissimilar from the Charlie Kirk scenario. It seems to me in some way that a lot of these type of high-profile scenarios that other people like to pick up on really are being halted because the public release of any investigative information, notes, reports, or photos. Let me blow this up so you guys can see. I don't want to leave you out of the dark here. It says, halting photos, release of any investigative information, notes, reports, photos of Renner's death. The judge-approved order went into effect December 29th. The order specifically says the medical examiner can only provide findings to assigned investigators. So you can't tell the public how they were killed. I thought we knew. I thought we were told, we were allowed to know. I thought they said that he was stabbed multiple times. It's the same thing with OJ. You didn't find out that Nicole Brown Simpson's head was almost cut off until the trial, that she was stabbed 69 times or some. Her and Ron Goldman were stabbed like 60 times because they're saying, well, that would prejudice the jury. He still got off. What are they trying to do here? They are Hollywood darlings. So what is it that you want to do? You said that this kid is a deviant. He's a fucking drug addict. He's been in and out, alcoholic since he was 17. But bring in the Menendez brothers. That's what I'm saying. Oh, he's been passed around like a dreidel. Yep. You think I'm joking? Wait. Marshall, your thoughts about this? I mean, I'm just highly suspect about it because, again, this is all the earmarks and hallmarks of Kirk and other things. OJ, remember that? Well, we can't release any information. We can't talk about it. Remember that? But all that information leaked.
Hollywood kills people, man. Those people, they do.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, man. I mean, you go down the list. I mean, Leonard Skinner, those guys didn't die for no reason in that plane. Leonard Skinner, the jet that crashed.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe Bryant in a helicopter. One of the most safest helicopters in the fucking world. He was involved with the Clinton Foundation. He died. So there you go, Brett.
Yeah.
That's kind of sums it up.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Holiday 71, gift the cookie. Wake up, people. It's time to call out your family, friends, and enemies. This will never happen again in 1,000 years. Yeah. Happy New Year, Trump 1. Good to see you. Yeah. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Here's something. This is an interesting thing I caught because I live on the west coast of Florida, not too far from Clearwater, which is basically the headquarters of Scientology. Very scary. Ex-Scientologist Lee Remina sounds the alarm over religious infiltration of Trump's administration. Now, we've heard excerpts that in some way Pam Bondi might be possibly connected to Scientology, or at least not as a Scientologist, but gets and receives funds from Scientology. Question is, why? And does she look away from that? That's just one point. But actor and ex-Scientologist Lee Remina has said very scary that she sees President Trump surrounded by a number of Scientologists recently. Now, that would freak me the hell out. This is a cult organization. We understand that they're involved with trafficking and many other things. I don't know where this is going, but listen to this. Remina shared her concern on an X post on Tuesday. She was responding to conservative radio host Eric Erickson, who observed that there's been a lot of Scientologists hanging out in the president's orbit lately. Now, we talked about the infiltration inside the conservative movement by a lot of these, I would say gay and fake actors of the Groypers and other groups, many with dystopian viewpoints about how they see on setting up for 2028. But here's another point. And plus, they're actually laying the argument to push back against not just Gen Xers, but, obviously, an older generation per se that they want to come after and they want to hold accountable, but they want to hold everybody accountable and burn it all down simultaneously. The King and Queen star agreed that she said it was a concern. And yes, this accurate, Eric, was very scary. She replied, "Thank you for always being aware of the dangers of Scientology and their successful infiltration of the Trump administration." Interesting. Yes, this is accurate, Eric. Very scary. Thank you for being aware. It's unclear who they're referring to, but President Trump appointed a prominent Scientologist, Patricia Dugan, to the Kennedy Center Board of Trustees early this year. And did you notice that many people are from the jazz community and other people, which are black people, are Democrats. Many of the jazz community are black and Democrats. So they basically decided not to participate this year for New Year's or New Year's Day events. So a lot of people canceled. There's also a cancel culture that's involved with CNN and many other groups putting pressure on artists out there and saying, please don't go there because Trump changed the name to the Trump Kennedy Center, and they want to make a point of this. However, it's something more prevalent. Let's continue. And real estate developer and church member Grant Cardone, yes, he's a very shady guy, spoke at his Madison Square Garden rally in 2024. Don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him. Yashir Ali, militant Scientologist Grant Cardone, spoke at Madison Square Garden's rally today. The second time in the month that Cardone has spoken at a Trump rally. Remina is a vocal critic of the old religion. First of all, it's not a religion. It was created by L. Ron Hubbard in the 1950s. L. Ron Hubbard wrote sci-fi B-movie classics. Have you seen the movie Ed Wood? Well, that basically gives you an overview of that and the history behind that. Plan B, go look in the lore of L. Ron Hubbard. He was a screenwriter, a failed screenwriter of B-movie classics. Ends up what? Creating this fucking Church of Scientology. It's such a bunch of bullshit. She accused the church leader, David Miscavige, of physical and emotional abuse and said that the religion treats non-celebrity members like cattle compared to stars like Cruz and Travolta. Remini also said the church continues its fair game practice established by L. Ron Hubbard, which calls for the harassment of perceived enemies. The church responded to Remini calling her a bigot and horrible person. Well, the Church of Scientology is a trafficking organization. Actually, I would say it's a cult. It's a cult beyond a lot of different things. I would say it's somewhere that crosses the line of Masonic and other types of like slavery indoctrination and many other pilfering techniques that they do of psychological operations. Journalist Yashi Ali responded to Erickson's post on Tuesday. He said Erickson's observation was correct, and Hubbard demanded the church leaders infiltrate governments and the lives of elected officials. See? I wonder if he was an asset in some way of the CIA. Think about that. He added, this is why Cardone and his wife are pushing the way into TPUSA and Prager University. Both these organizations have been infiltrated as well. Like Remnant, Ali has been calling out Scientology for years. He said on Tuesday, his reports on the religion have upended his life because the church is so obsessed with targeting critics. Yes, if you call them out, they will come after you. I don't fucking care. Come after me. I'll fucking take a bat to your fucking head. You know, you might get pop. Scientology is not a quirky religion or a high demand group. It is a borderless totalitarian state and a cult of personality. Yes, it's a psyop, misop. The members are brainwashed. This is a problem. It is no different than North Korea minus the executions. He wanted to call it one of the most dangerous criminal organizations to exist. So is this one of these things, Marshall? Bring my enemies closer type of scenario, a Sun Tzu argument? Let's find out who these people are and who they work for while we simultaneously, from behind the scenes, we bring them down. Is this something that we should surmise? Or is this something else of an ongoing, persistent, and prevalent scenario that we're seeing all across the board with influencers, with organizations, with Christianity, with religious groups, Catholics, you name it, of being infiltrated on the back end in every possible way?
I think it's a combination of all of it. We are definitely looking into what they're doing. The whole thing is a combination. I mean, we're looking into all of this, and there's no other way of looking at it. I mean, it's so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It's so blatant. The people are getting fed up, and people losing their shit all over the place, Brett.
Yeah.
You've got the kid up there, Nick Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
You've got all these people that are looking at everything. Then you've got this, and people are losing their fucking minds. I think Brett, honestly, I think we are meant to be brought into this moment to where people finally just break. They
see it all. They see it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's just it's too much, man.
Alita says they have a church, pretty creepy. I'm a snoop. Yeah, it's all creepy.
Yeah,
I drive into Clearwater. I drive in there. Half the fucking town is owned by Scientology.
Face, man.
All of downtown is owned by Scientology. They own all the property. It is super creepy. Everything. Super D, thank you for the cookie.
Can't run away from it.
Would USA donated 217 gold pills? Thank you. Super D with another cookie. You can't. Look, we are in the phase right now of the audit, the great reveal, as I've been saying, the great dissection and appraisal of everything that has, let's just say, come with that. Semi-Ford Tech predictions for 2026, and we'll leave you with this. 2026 will be the year of deals. What do you think about that? Includes acquisitions, private equity takeovers, IPOs, SPACs, the acquisition in disguise. Quantum will get presidential backing, quantum computing over the last couple of years. Yeah, I think AI is on its way. Anti-AI candidates won't win. I agree with that. As much as I push back about AI, I think there's a possibility that you'll see candidates be attacked for pushing back on AI. And that should be concerning to all of us. Data centers will become community spaces. Royals, the U.S. will become political issue. Tech companies will start investing in curb appeals of facilities, making them more designed forward, replacing the traditional square white box look of data centers. Memory will become a huge issue, reminiscent of the chip shortage that plagued many industries from autos to consumer electronics. The AI-driven memory shortage will become a huge issue in 2026. Autonomous driving will make headlines. I already thought it's been making headlines for the last 2 years. It'll have a big year, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. On the one hand, Waymo is expanding nationwide, and Tesla is a breakthrough or two away from actual self-driving cars that can scale almost anywhere. Have you seen the stock options in Tesla? I know Drew Tarrin was saying it's going to go up like 1,200%. I believe that silver took a 5% hit. It went up to 80. It dropped back down. Gold will go back up. I think Tesla stock is a buy-in right now. I mean, if they get this squared away, you might be able to buy a car where you don't have to, you could just sit in the passenger seat and it drives itself, or just sitting in the driver's seat and the car just drives, parks itself, and it's that autonomous. But it's still, that's something that we're going to have to really integrate and get comfortable with the human element. And I think that's still going to be a problem. On the other hand, it's inevitable that self-driving cars become more prevalent. There will likely be an accident involving a human, not just a pet. AI bubble won't burst. So there's a lot of discussions that the AI bubble. Oh, what happened? What? Take me back to the article. That the AI bubble will burst. This is saying no, it won't. The people would see it happen, from journalists who cover the industry, sink to AI boom. Some companies will certainly fail and get acquired or just fizzle out. Okay, so the question will be, where are these stock ventures going? And are people ready to purchase and buy into AI? Are they more comfortable than they were, let's just say, a couple of years ago? Is all this other worrisome or bothersome discussion, Marshall, of the potentiality of all these doomsayers about this, are they problematic, or are we just overthinking this?
I don't think people need to worry about that. I mean, look, these are low-level problems, Brett.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about these
I
low-level.
I know. It's a so
low-level problems.
It's an excellent point, Marshall.
Yeah, they're low-level problems. That don't they'll work themselves.
It's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
is this the one thing we got to worry about? I mean,
no, we don't need to worry about that. Look, we don't need to worry about anything. What we need to do is focus.
Right.
We need to focus on what's coming and what's around us.
Yeah.
And that is all, like you said, like we've done through this whole show. Nick Shirley, all the exposure of all of our government corruption is really the focus. That's really where that is our money. We don't owe taxes, Brett. We owe fraud.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a deficit. We have a fraud.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean? We need to be, we're clean. That's what it means to me.
Well,
We're totally clean. Nobody owes any fucking thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is going to come. I never believed in any way that we're going to pay back this deficit. I mean,
bullshit.
I think it's all collapse on its own weight, because you can obviously see, if you can see that how much of the fraud, abuse, waste is tied to the trillions of dollars we're in debt that we were never going to pay back. All right. And if it wasn't for President Trump exposing this and his team of operators to basically go after all these people and crash the system, because that's what it's going to take. You have to crash these enterprises all over the place. And then when it falls on its own weight, on its own sword, and die, a new, let's just say, Phoenix will rise from this, that will be wealthy, that President Trump is already setting up. And that's why he brought all these companies in Saudi Arabia and Taiwan and all these other places around here as wealth management companies to what? To bring wealth in, bring jobs in manufacturing, because he knows there's going to be a moment in time when everything just drops. The curtain just drops. It just falls down. The whole stage just comes crashing down onto the actors, onto the people playing their bit roles, and then it's all done. And then when that facade is let's just say open for everybody to see, you know, the great reveal, that's why I call it the great audit. This will burn the notion out there for all the people that think that these liars and thieves and murderers can get away with all this stuff. No, they're going to go away with all this. Whether we see the great amount of prosecutions that we're hoping for, live executions, hangings and stuff, I don't know. I only say that because that's something I would see. That's something I would want to pay for. But unfortunately, right now, there are probably bigger things that we have to move past than move on. Basically breaking through this matrix glass, replacing it with something better. And then we basically have a new system in place while we're slowly getting rid of all the criminal theft and rot of all the disease culture that for the last 100 years we've been saddled with, Marshall.
No, I agree 100%. I mean, I think that is definitely a great summation, Brett, of where we're really, in my opinion, I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
The people can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
The people have finally woken up that they're just like, man, I'm being screwed this left and right, they see this Somali fraud and all this, and they're like, man, what else is going on? Then they got what is it, those little wheel carts that they drive around in, the handyman cart. The wheel.
The Waymos? You mean the Waymos, or
the people that get the little carts that they can ride around in?
Oh, okay.
That's another scam.
No, yeah.
I'm a handicapped, so I need a little thing that I can ride around on. What do they call them? Wheelie.
I don't know what they're called. I mean, look,
the little wheelchair things.
Yeah.
McKenna.
Yeah.
All of it is a scam, Brett.
No, I know.
And people are seeing it, and they're like, "Wait a minute."
No, I agree. It's all garbage. Everything is falling apart. And look, as much as you want to cut off your nose to spite your face, and you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, it's all going to come down anyway. Okay? So what I'm saying is, don't destroy your life by not doing this or not doing that. What I'm saying is that all these systems are collapsing on its own. You could be there to help give it a push, but don't be there to give it a push for yourself where you fall away by the wayside as well. All these institutions are crumbling down. What we're just doing is recognizing and calling out all this stuff. And I pray to God nothing happens to this kid, because I can tell you right now, there'll be a pushback like ever. I mean, listen, there's already an anti-immigrant sentiment that's out there. At least it's not just a moratorium anymore. We don't want immigrants in this country anymore. I don't, and it doesn't matter who you are. I'm looking at it this way. If you're an immigrant, illegal, a criminal alien in this country, you are not welcome here. You are not welcome here. All right? You will not be welcome here. I don't care if you speak good English. I don't care if you're writing the system. I tell you, you are not welcome here. You will not be some doormat. We're just not going to allow it. We're not going to take it. We got too much bullshit, okay, on our fucking plate. I'm just done with it. I don't care anymore. I don't want to fucking hear it. Call these people out. Have ICE come and arrest these people. You have to make sure you got to do your part, because we have to excise the rot, the fat of this fucking cancer that is just metastasizing this country left and right. It's in Ohio, Washington. You could start to see the embers all over this place blow up. California is next. President Trump put out there $70 billion. Newscomb, it's done. They can't even build houses after the fires. And it's been, 2 years now? It's been how long? They can't do anything. And that we're waiting for this, for the fallout. So when he calls and invokes the Insurrection Act, you should all pray to God this happens, because it's not going to come to your local municipality. It's going to come to these blue state fiefdoms of sanctuary states that have basically created this rot of wealth that sends it all back to D.C. And you know what? In these red states, I mean, Florida has a $4 billion surplus. Can you imagine right now not voting for Casey DeSantis as the governor's wife? Is she going to run? I mean, what Florida has done, so you're going to vote for somebody who's all about bringing in H-1B visas and everything else? I have a problem with Byron Donalds now. And I think everybody's starting to see that, maybe certain people shouldn't be running for certain positions. And I would be calling out the Ohio governor's race as well. I wouldn't be voting for that, G. So that's our show tonight. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. We will return. God bless you all. May God bless everybody out there in America. Be well, be safe, be smart. And you know what? You do your part. Do your part. Do your part. And don't let white American Christians be attacked. Do your part to push back and fight this disease rot. G. Westbury, thank you for gifting out all these different, honestly, that was really kind of you. She just gifted out all these subscriptions and stuff like that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And over here on Super D, thank you for the leaderboard, 1.4, Hogleg 1.2, and Wood USA 1.1. Thank you so much. If you want to help out Marshall on the way out, Ko-Fi.com/surfdog74. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you next year. Ciao, Bella.
Good night.